are calls for a complete overhaul of the honours system after an apparent leak of David Cameron's resignation honours list over the weekend. It included Conservative Party donors, Downing Street staff and Remain campaigners. Among those thought to be included is Samantha Cameron's former stylist. Labour Deputy Leader Tom Watson says, if true, it's not what the honours system is supposed to be for.
I think there needs to be a reasonableness test for these awards, and I think most reasonable people would say it is completely unacceptable to have such an extensive list to people who are hardly known in public life, who've hardly contributed to the life of the nation. And it is what it is. It's cronyism.
What do you make of Cameron's honours list? Should we just get rid of it? Just get it scrapped completely? End of? Would you like to see the end of the honours list? Earlier I spoke with honours expert Mark Llewellyn-Slade about how you actually get an honour.
Typically, the vast majority of people that get honours are so-called ordinary people. So they're doing great work for the community or for charity, or they're leaders in their field, like eminent professors, surgeons, business leaders, that kind of thing. And around 2,500 gongs are given out each year. The focus today and yesterday has been on the Prime Minister's resignation honours list, and we're talking about less than 50 people here, and these are people who have helped him politically in one way or another while he was in office, and that's essentially what's causing the stir at the moment.
So do they deserve an honours? Do they deserve to be recognised in this way if they've helped him while he's been the leader of the country and the Tory party?
Well, yes, because an outgoing Prime Minister, whoever that might be, has the right to put whoever he likes forward for honours. The list is, however, and this is sort of key, the list is subject to consideration by a parliamentary scrutiny committee even, who ensure that candidates are appropriate. So as long as this committee is doing its job properly, it stands to reason that only appropriate candidates will actually get their gongs. However, a good few people this morning are screaming in the press for the honour system to be by nomination only, as it is for so-called ordinary people. But that's essentially what should already be happening, by ensuring the PM's resignation list is assessed by an independent committee. He can't just hand out gongs willy-nilly under the current system. They must be independently scrutinised first.
Is it time for reform? I mean, obviously some people are saying, well, you know, it should be scrapped because it's a corrupt system, but should it be reformed at the very least?
No, absolutely not. No, the honours system is certainly not corrupt. The vast majority of people who are getting these honours are worthy people doing great work in the community and for charity.
Jimmy Savile, Philip Green.
Philip Green, let's take him as a very recent example. Let's not forget that he has done a great deal. He got his honour for services to retail. He's employed thousands and thousands of people. He's paid, I imagine, huge amounts of tax over the years. So he deserved his honour when he got it. Yes, there's an issue now over his handling of this BHS sale, and quite rightly too, that's being looked into. He has, however, said he'll come good and see the BHS staff right at the end of the day. So
I'm not surprised, given all the bad publicity that he's got. That's the very least that he could do.
Well, yeah, and also I think, to be quite honest with you, being able to call himself Sir, and most importantly, his wife Lady, is probably worth a few hundred million to them. That's relatively small change to those guys. And I think that they will value the social standing and credibility that comes with a knighthood, and will cough up. And I also think he is morally sound.
Sorry, Mark, did you just say that Sir Philip Green values the title that he has? Because a lot of people would definitely argue with that, and many of the British public, and indeed the leader of the Liberal Democrats, Tim Farron, told me on this show that he thinks that Sir Philip Green should be stripped of his knighthood, because he doesn't value it. It means nothing to him.
I disagree. I think it means a massive amount to him in terms of social standing, and the pressure that Mrs. Green, or Lady Green, will be putting on him, I think, is immense. I think that title means a lot to him, and it's a real badge of honour as to what he's created. His empire is huge, and it's a great way of saying, hey guys, I'm one step ahead of the crowd, I've excelled in my field. And that's partly what the honour system is about. It's about helping people through community and charity work, but it's also about recognising leaders in their field. And like it or not, Philip Green is a leader in his field.
Do you think perhaps that the criteria should be tightened up? I mean, should pop stars really be getting MBEs, OBEs?
Well, the million-dollar question here is, have these people gone above and beyond the call of duty? Because people don't get honours simply for doing their job, or at least they shouldn't. And it literally is the million-dollar question, because that's what a knighthood or a peerage is probably worth in terms of earning capacity by leveraging one of these prestigious honours. The reputational benefits and personal branding benefits are immense. If you take Isabel Spearman, for example, who was Samantha Carmeron's stylist and rumoured to be on the list, the resignation honours list for an OBE, I suspect people will be queuing the length of Mayfair for her help and advice after all this publicity, and she'll probably end up doubling her fees off the back of it.
I'd love to hear from you on this one, actually. We're talking about whether or not the honours list should be overhauled, should be scrapped, perhaps. We used the shining example, actually, of Sir Philip Green. You heard there, he values his honour. Of course, he's made a huge amount of tax. He's made a huge contribution to public life. Apparently, he deserves his knighthood. Do you agree? He's excelled in his field. The stylist of Samantha Carmeron, another example. Is she really appropriate to receive an honour? 03459 311 111 should the system